morning, our beloved viewers. Welcome to this English news edition. Here are the headlines. The head of the state shared the 7th meeting of the Council of Ministers. And on the international scene, United States and Iran technical talks are expected to take place today in Doha. Those were the headlines. Thanks for joining us in our newsroom. The President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Margili, shared this morning the 7th session of the Council of Ministers, which was held on Tuesday, 3 June 2026. Following texts were examined and approved. Its draft law on preventions and fight against corruption and related offense. The purpose of this draft law is to strengthen the prevention of fight against corruption and related offense as part of international commitment, parliamentary, particularly in United Nations Convention against corruption. The Convention of the Republic of Djibouti is strengthening its legal and institutional framework for preventing and combating corruption in order to align it with international standards. It also responds to the criteria and recommendation of the Financial Action Task Force evaluation conducted by authorities since 2024. This draft law strengthens anti-corruption prevention measures in public and private sector as well as within trade unions and civil society organizations. It clarifies the asset declaration regime, expand the number of persons concerned, and introduce a new transparency and international control obligation. The draft law also strengthened the National Independence Commission for the Prevention and Fight Against Corruption by clarifying its mission, expanding its power, particularly regarding the control of asset declaration and administrative sanction, but also improving its governance through a 6-year mandate and a gradual renewal of its member. Concerning the Ministry of Economy and Finance in charge of industry, the draft decree appointed members of the board of directors in Ali Sabih cement factory. The purpose of this draft decree is to appoint the member of the board of directors of Ali Sabih cement factory in accordance with the provisions of decree number 2019 number 175. It's of July 17 July 2019, which established the criteria of competence, experience, and profile required for director of public enterprises. In this regard, 3 qualified independent directors will join the board of directors of Ali Sabih Cement Factory with improved representations of women. The board of directors consists of 9 members, including experts from the relevant ministries, selected on the basis of their profiles, experience, and skills in accordance with the current regulations. In our draft decree adopting the 3rd National Development Plan, the purpose of this draft decree is to adopt the National Development Plan known as Adaptation, Diversification, Emergence, Equity, and Governance. For several decades, the Republic of Djibouti has been committed to a path of economic and social transformation based on structured strategy planning. Within this framework, several reference frameworks have successively been implemented, including the ICI and SCAPE plan, in order to support the country's economic transformation, improving living conditions, and strengthen national competitiveness. The development of the 3rd National Development Plan 2025-2030 marks a new stage in consolidating achievement and accelerating reform. This constitutes continuous strategy planning process aimed at guiding public action and promoting sustainable economic and social development. Constitute the new national reference framework intended to guide the state action during 2025-2030 2030 period and ensure the consistent between public policies, sectoral program, and major investment around a shared development vision. Through this preparatory approach involving the public administration, local authorities, and private sector, the plan set as an average economic growth target 8.6 percentage over the year 2025-2030 period and provide for the creation of more than 6,000 jobs annually. Its implementation will mobilize estimate financing of 1,215 billion Djiboutian francs, supported by a strictened monitoring and evaluation mechanism ensuring effective implementation and result-based management. The adoption of this degree therefore established the PND ADEC as the national strategy framework that will guide public policies and investments of the Republic of Djibouti over the next 5 years. The Ministry of Justice and Plenipotentiary Affairs in charge of human rights and relation with parliaments appoint draft degree on appointment and assign of magistrate. The following persons are appointed as a magistrate. Bedri Ismail Jama is appointed as a counselor at the Supreme Court. Amal Khair Adoita is appointed as Deputy General Prosecutors at the Supreme Court. Abdel Fattah Said is appointed as counselor at the Court of Appeal of Djibouti City. Ms. Sheima Sharmake is appointed as Deputy General Prosecutors of the Republic of Djibouti at the Court of Appeal, and the following magistrates are appointed as judge at the Court of First Instance of Djibouti City. Rizq Allah Muhammad and Salah Musa Ibrahim and Abubakar Ahmed Muhammad. The following magistrates are appointed as judge at the Personal Status Court of Djibouti City. Bahia Sheima Abdullahi Ali Musa and Elabi Hassan Duali. The following magistrates are appointed as Deputy Prosecutor of the Court of First Instance of Djibouti, Ms. Amin Ahmed Duali and Jilani Ahmed Abdullah. Ms. Bilal Saeed Absiye is appointed as a judge at the Court of First Instance of Balbala. The following magistrates are appointed as judge at the Personal Status Court of Balbala, Naima Ibrahim Umar and Ismail Ali Muhammad, but also Muhammad Hassan Muhammad. The following magistrates are appointed as Deputy Prosecutor of the Court of First Instance of Balbala and Aziz Kabir Muhammad. Following Suleiman Usman Farah are the magistrates who are appointed as judge at the Personal Status Court of Dakhil, and Ahmed Hassan Farah and Abdi Karim Aden Hanle. Following magistrates are appointed as judge at the Personal Status of Court of Obokh, and Muhammad Tahir Hassan and Ali Abdul Qadir Saeed. Now, concerning the Ministry of Budget, draft order allocating a plot of land to the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training. The purpose of this draft order is to allocate for the benefit of the Ministry of National Education and Vocational Training and the plot of land located in PK12 North 440 Housing Development Area with a surface area of 17,986 square meters. This plot is intended for the construction of a middle school. And communication, the Minister of Economy, Finance in charge of industry present a mission report on his participation in the 51 annual meeting of the Islamic Development Bank Group held from 16-19 June 2026 In Azerbaijan during this mission, the Djiboutian delegation participate in discussion dedicated to global economic challenges, development financing, climate resilience, and strengthening cooperation among members countries of the Islamic Development Bank. The minister also part in several meetings on economic resilience in honor for the Horn of Africa and Sahel, during which the Republic of Djibouti reaffirmed its regional approach to addressing humanitarian, climate, and security challenges. The Djiboutian delegation also signed 19 June 2026 a framework financing agreement worth 750 million US dollar. This mission is part of the continuation of the comprehensive strategy partnership between the two countries and aim to strengthen economic, industrial, and financial cooperation between Djibouti and China. Finally, the minister present a report on his working visit conducted from 21 to 25 June 2026 in Beijing. The leaders of Chinese companies select as part of the responsible for implementing Djibouti Green Industrial Park. The minister emphasized the need for immediate and collective action in response to the climate challenge that particularly affect vulnerable countries. The Republic of Djibouti, the President of the Republic continued to receive congratulatory message on the 49th anniversary of Djibouti's independence. The congratulatory message continued to receive by the President of the Republic from leaders, brotherly and friendly countries, as well as a senior official of a regional international organization on the occasion of the celebration of the 49th anniversary of our independence. In the context, the President of the Republic received a congratulatory message of His Majesty King Philip of the Belgian, who convey his sincere congratulations of the national occasion on the Independence Day, and wish to the President good health and well-being, as well as continued progress and prosperity. The President also received a congratulatory message from the President of the State of Palestine, Mahmoud Abbas, who on behalf of the Palestinian government and people, as well as in his own name, extend his warmest congratulations and best wishes to the President, with the wishing him continue good health and success. The President of the Republic also received a similar message from the Turkish counterpart, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. On national news, the Minister of Economy and Finance in charge of industry, Ilyas Musa Dewali, he received yesterday morning the head of Turkey Djibouti Parliamentary Friendship Groups, Mustafa Al Qais, who is on an official visit to the Republic of Djibouti. The Turkish parliamentary officials had participated last Saturday, in the military parade organized to mark the celebration of the 49th anniversary of our National Independence Day. The meeting provided an opportunity to review the strong ties of friendship and cooperation between Djibouti and Turkey, which are based on a growing partnership and shared vision aimed at supporting development efforts and strengthening the bond between the two countries and their friendly people. The National Union of Djibouti Women organized an awareness session of the HPV vaccination. During this week, the National Union of Djiboutian Women organized at its headquarters in Djibouti City an awareness and discussion session dedicated to women leaders and national executive, with the objective of strengthening awareness of the importance of vaccination, particularly the human HPV vaccine, as part of a national effort to prevent several cancer and protect the health of women and girls. The meeting brought together representatives from various civil society organizations alongside members of a government and international development partners reflecting the importance of the partnership between the government, institution, national organization, and international agencies in strengthening public health program. The event was attended by the Minister of Health, Muna Usman Aden, the Minister of Women and Family, Hawa Farah Hassoui, the Secretary of State in charge of Sport, Fatuma Ali Abdallah, the Deputy Mayor of Djibouti City, and the World Health Organization representative of Djibouti. This initiative forms part of the project entitled Strengthening Community Mobilization and Promoting the Introductions of the HPV and Routine of Immunization within Djibouti's expanded program in immunization. The project is founded by the Gavi, the Vaccine Alliance, and is implemented nationwide by the National Union of Djiboutian Women. The Secretary General of the National Union of Djibouti Women highlight in her speech the community engagement. The Secretary General of the National Union of Djiboutian Women stated that the result present reflect the progress achieved in awareness raising and vaccination effort, noting that the discussion and testimonies shared during the meeting particularly highlighted the central role played by the local communities in achieving these accomplishments. For her part, the Secretary of State of Sport, Ms. Fatuma, officially stressed the importance of health awareness. The Secretary of State in charge of sport emphasized the importance of strengthening health awareness and supporting vaccination programs, describing them as a fundamental pillar for protecting families and promoting public health. For her part, the Minister of Health, Ms. Muna Usman Aden, stated that the inclusion of human the parvovirus vaccine known as HPV within the national expanded the program on immunization represent a strategy step toward preventing several cancer and safeguarding the health of girls and women. She emphasized that the sections and this success of this initiative required the concerted effort of all institutions and partners to promote health awareness, strengthening public confidence in a vaccine, and ensure that vaccination reach all target population. For a report, the Minister of Women and Family explained that vaccination is not merely a health intervention but also a fundamental pillar for protecting families and promoting social development. The minister explained that the experience shared by the community health workers, families, representatives, and other stakeholders demonstrate the importance of a direct dialogue with the citizens, listening to their concern and building trust in order to increase vaccination uptake. Sport news now. The National Swimming Federation organized a major sports event. The National Swimming Pool hosted a major sporting event organized by the National Swimming Federation to promote swimming and encourage its practice. The event took place in an atmosphere marked by sportsmanship and excellence with the participation of numerous young swimmers and their families, as well as sports personalities and representatives of various institutions. The event was attended by the Minister of Youth and Culture, Ms. Fardousa Moussa, and the Secretary of State in charge of Sport, Ms. Fatuma Ali Abdallah. As part of the program, the young swimmers delivered their impressive performance through a series of race and technical demonstrations that showcase their progress and skill in the sport. Their performances were warmly applauded by the audience and reflect the quality of training and coaching provided by the National Swimming Federation. In our education, the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training launched a training course in digital education management as part of an effort aimed at modernizing the management system of education sector. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training launched yesterday at National Center for the Training of Education Personnel a 3 day training course in Arabic dedicated to the topic of digital education management. The course aimed to strengthen the use of modern technologies in the development of education system and improve the quality of educational service. The opening ceremony of the training course was held in the presence of the Secretary General of the National Commission for Education, Science and Culture, Mr. Mohammed Yabe, the technical advisor of the minister, Ali Yusuf Dawali, and the Director General of National Center for Training of Education. The training brings together representatives from several departments and institutions under the ministry, including the Director of Information and Communication Technologies and Education. This initiative is part of the participatory approach aimed at unifying effort and exchanging expertise in the field of digital transformation. The course is supervised by two experts from Arab language and Arab League Educational, Cultural and Scientific Organization. This session focused on ways to strengthen digital governance within the education system and develop management and administrative mechanism through the use of modern technological solutions. The workshop session also addressed a strategy for developing information and communication technologies in education. The second National Refugee Week conclude in Djibouti. The honors activities of a second edition, the National Refugee Week held for 20 to 25 June 2026 under the patronage of the Minister of Interior Umar Abdi Said and the coordinate by National Office for Assistance to Refugees and Victims of Disaster, known as HONORS, conclude last Thursday in Djibouti. The week brought together national authorities, development partners, representatives of refugees and host communities around the values of solidarity, social cohesion, and integration. The activities were organized within the framework of the Refugees and Host Community Integration Project supported by the World Bank and implemented in partnership with the Agency for Urban Rehabilitation and Social Housing. The various activities highlighted the importance of adopting an integrated approach combining protection, social inclusion, economic empowerment, and skill development. This second edition reaffirmed the commitment of the Republic of Djibouti to continuing its effort aimed at promoting peaceful coexistence, human development, and sustainable solutions for the benefit of refugees and host communities. In his speech, the Executive Secretary of National Office for Assistance to Refugees and Victims of Disaster reaffirmed the commitment of the government of the Republic to protecting refugees and strengthening their integration. He also expressed his thanks and appreciation to the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, known as UNHCR, the World Bank, and the Agency for Urban Rehabilitation and Social Housing, but also the Center for Technology and Innovation for Development and all other partners to their continued support in ensuring success of this initiative. The National Army for this Djibouti's 49th anniversary independence celebrate in Dumera, in Damerjouk, in Dumera, the north of the country, celebrate the 49th anniversary of a glorious independence of the Republic of Djibouti. On this occasion, the military personnel organized The commemorative activities marking this historic national milestone in a spirit of pride, unity, and commitment to the values of independence and sovereignty. Colonel Ilyas Omar Yusuf, along with official and member of the army forces, took part in this celebration, which highlighted the dedication and professionalism of national military in carrying out its mission of protecting the territory and safeguarding of national security. The ceremony also provided an opportunity to pay tribute to the sacrifice made by the previous generation for the achievement of independence and to reaffirm the determination of national army forces to continue serving the nation with loyalty and devotion. The celebration reflect the strong attachment of the armed forces to national value and their continued contribution to the stability, security, and development of the Republic of Djibouti.
وصل اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه.
In the same context, Djibouti's 49th independence anniversary was celebrated in Beledweyne in Somalia, in a sense reflecting the strength of the historic and fraternal relation between the Republic of Djibouti and the Federal Republic of Somalia. The city of Beledweyne, capital of the Hiran region in central Somalia, hosted last Thursday an official ceremony marking the 49th anniversary of Djibouti's national independence. The ceremony was attended by the ambassador of the Republic of Djibouti to Somalia, Osman Dubet, alongside a high-level delegation from the Somali government led by the Minister of Defense, Ahmed Muallim, in the participation of several representative of local authorities. The ceremony featured a military parade presented by Djiboutian Hill forces deployed in the region as part of the African Union support by stabilization mission in Somalia in celebrating of this national occasion. The ambassador and Somali Defense Minister led a rate of memorial monument in tribute to the soul of the nation's martyrs who made a great sacrifice for freedom and national sovereignty. In his speech during the ceremony, the Djiboutian ambassador to Somalia conveyed his warmest congratulations and greeting to the Djiboutian people and the moment and all the members of Hil Walal forces. He praised the achievements made by the process of state building and in strengthening the foundation of stability and development. For the international news now, Doha hosted the technical talks between Washington and Tehran. Amid continuing tension, attention is turning to the Qatari capital Doha, where technical team from the United States and Iran are expected to hold talks today aimed at following up on the implementation of the memorandum of understanding concluded between the two countries as part of an effort to preserve the path of dialogue and address outstanding issues. However, Tehran has stated that no official date has yet been set for a direct meeting between the delegation of the two countries. This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.